I think that everyone in life has thought about making their own country, or at least being a ruler of one, once in their life. But this idea seems impossible for average people or monkeys like you and me. Or is it? You see, in 1967, one man called Paddy Roy Bates decided to actually bring his idea to life, and for other reasons than just being a ruler of some government. His country wasn't another boring-ass small country like San Marino or Andorra. Their prince was arrested by the United Kingdom. They had their own revolution. Some companies wanted to buy this country for $900 million. Man, they even had their own sports team, and this country still exists today. But before we dive into this fascinating story of a country named Sealand, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed and liked this video, because it really encourages me to deliver the best videos to you. Without further ado, let's jump into the topic. In 1943, during World War II, the United Kingdom decided to place rough towers at a distance of 7 nautical miles or 13 kilometers from the coast of the city of Suffolk, therefore no longer being in United Kingdom territory, but in international waters. It consisted of a floating pontoon base with a superstructure of 2 hollow towers, joined by a deck upon which other structures could be added. The fort was towed to a position above the rough sandbar, where its base was deliberately flooded to sink it to its final resting place. At the time, the facility had personnel of around 150 to 300 Royal Navy soldiers on its deck. The main purpose of this structure was to defend vital shipping lanes from German aircraft. Little did they know that in 24 years this structure would be repurposed into an independent country with its own currency, passports, and constitution. In 2nd of September 1967, a man named Paddy Roy Bates, a British citizen and owner of a pirate radio station called Essex that ejected other competitors on the pirate radio scene, decided to occupy the towers and broadcast from there. Since pirate radio stations are illegal in the UK and the towers were located in international waters, the United Kingdom couldn't really do anything about it without violating international law. Despite having the necessary equipment to start broadcasting, Roy never did, for unknown reasons. Instead, he declared the independence of rough towers and deemed it the Principality of Sealand, claiming an international territory of 4,000 square meters. And that's pretty much everything about how this country was created. Now, let's jump to things I mentioned earlier. The arrest, revolution, buy offer, etc. Let's start with the arrest. Then we will talk about this revolution thing, because I think this is the most interesting part of this whole story. In 1968, British workmen entered what Bates claimed to be his territorial waters to service a navigational buoy near the platform. Michael Bates, son of Paddy Roy Bates, decided to scare the workmen off by shooting warning shots. Bates was a British suspect at the time, because the United Kingdom knew that such a gigachad was dangerous to them. When he got back to the territory of the UK, he was summoned to court, but the British court couldn't do anything about it, because this incident happened outside the territory of the United Kingdom. And that's not the only time when rough towers were fighting. They were even shooting at the Royal Navy and throwing petrol bombs at them, but I couldn't find any well-documented information about this incident. Sorry. In 1975, Sealand made their own constitution, flag, and national anthem. But not only that, because they also chose a person to be Prime Minister, Alexander Achenbach, a German lawyer. But because of differences in terms of the future of rough towers, he was quickly deported. You see, Alexander wanted to turn Sealand into a luxurious hotel and casino, but Bates didn't accept this offer. So in August 1978, with the help of a few Dutch and German mercenaries, Alexander decided to attack Sealand in order to claim its territory. They stormed the platform and took Michael Bates as a hostage, but Michael was able to retake Sealand and make hostages out of Alexander and his buddies who helped him. They were held until they paid $35,000 to the government of Sealand. Then, Germany sent a diplomat from their London embassy to negotiate. Negotiations lasted several weeks, and hostages were freed. Bates said that Germany sending a diplomat was de facto recognition of Sealand by Germany. To this day, Alexander claims that he is the only rightful governor of Sealand and has proclaimed a government from exile, known as the Sealand Rebel Government. That's all about the revolution. Let's talk about how Sealand is living today. Unfortunately, Sealand is no longer in international waters due to the United Kingdom expanding its water territories to 12 nautical miles. Islands, thus incorporating Sealand into its territory. The founder passed away in 2012 due to Alzheimer's disease, and Rough Towers experienced a fire back in 2006. You might think this is a sad end to the story, but it's not. Rough Towers were rebuilt in the same year as the fire, and despite being within the territory of the United Kingdom, they still claim Sealand to be independent. The official ruler of the country is Michael Bates. You can even purchase a passport from their website and become a citizen of Sealand today. The link to the website is in the description. And that's all when it comes to Sealand. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.